Hi everybody and happy Thursday. I am posting a quick video about what is going on in this current week, which is on paper midterm week. So without further ado, we're going to begin and just look at our agenda. There are three things we're going to talk about. It's just a quick recap of what to do, a pro tip about calendaring, and we're going to also talk about an update for the textbook. And in terms of class on the 13th, we're going to talk about what it means to not have class on that midterm day. So first, let's talk about what it is you have to do right now. The tasks for the week include watching the videos that are in announcements. I know I've said it a lot, but please go through the announcements and look for the videos. There is a link that was provided that has basically the entire channel, I guess, and it has all the videos there, so you can look at that. Check the syllabus and make sure you're on top of whatever is listed there for your readings and any other tasks. And lastly, check the assignments and make sure to just try to do all the assignments up to this point, because that's going to be the crux of your midterm grade. So let me say that again. The majority of your midterm grade is going to be based on how on top of everything that is listed in assignments you are. That includes getting the drafting done on your midterm essay, but most importantly, it's also making sure you've turned in everything, because that midterm grade is worth, X number of points, but though that one assignment is not necessarily worth as much as everything else to this date. So make sure that you've been keeping on track of those things. And even if you turn it in late, it's better to turn it in than to have a 0 on something. So just, be aware of that, because for example, if you got a 50% on an assignment, let's say you didn't even do it and get the highest grade possible. Let's say you got a really bad grade because, you forgot to, I don't know what, but let's say you end up with a 50%. That's much better than getting a 0. If you do the math and you do other assignments and do well on everything else, that 1-0 will hurt you way more than getting a 50. And then the last thing I want to mention on this particular issue is about your grades. I'm working on grading. It's just been kind of a sluggish process because I've spent a lot of time on the textbook issue and, scanning pages and stuff like that for the textbook. So I will be finalizing all your grades and getting all those meaningful comments to you by this Tuesday. So thanks for your patience with that. If you did send me something on an email and you didn't receive feedback by Tuesday, please let me know, actually resubmit it through Blackboard. I will ask that you do that just for all your assignments. Resubmit them through Blackboard if you have Blackboard access, which I believe at this stage everybody does from what I've seen because it does tell me like when people access Blackboard. So it looks like everybody's in at this stage. So if you have access to Blackboard, go ahead and submit your assignment. But if you sent it to me by email and I didn't put a grade in, just let me know that you did, and I'll look in spam and just confirm, when it was submitted or whatever. And I'll, just basically try to adjust for the fact that a lot of my emails end up in spam right now for some odd reason. So that's enough of that on that issue. The next thing we're going to talk about is using calendaring to help you in subsequent weeks as we move forward. This is not really an urgent issue per se, but this is something that I'm going to recommend that you do. Even if you don't do it for my class this semester, try to do it for your future semester. So let's take a look at what that really looks like. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is log into my UDC. Once in my UDC, I'm going to click on Office 365 Email. Now, in addition to the fact that you have access to your email here, you also have access to your calendar. And what you can do is go ahead and, I'm going to show you how I would do this. So I'm going to make this bigger so you guys can see it, but I'm going to put this over here and I'm going to pull up the syllabus that we have for this class. So in looking at everything past our midterm point, we can see the way that the calendar is set up, and the syllabus is, you might be likely to see this again in terms of the format of week, dates, lessons, readings, or student learning outcomes, and then assignments. because this was actually a template provided by the university. So in all likelihood, in future semesters, whether or not you have me or not, you will be seeing this. So just as a pro tip, you definitely want to get used to the way this is broken up. But in any event, in terms of the assignments, moving past our midterm point, the next things that will be due are here. So journal response, cause and effect. That's due the week of 10/20 through, or that's the homework for the week of 10/20 to 10/27, which means it'll be due here. So what I would do is go into my calendar and then do a new event. And I would say journal response, IGED 110, journal response, cause and effect. And then I would say, when is it due? It's going to be due based on the date of the week. So it's the week goes from 10/20 to 10/27. So that's this Tuesday. So that means that my work is due on the 27th. And I know that it's due on the 27th because assignments, the week that they're assigned, they're due by the next upcoming Tuesday. So now that I know the day that it's due, I'm going to then enter the time. So I'm going to just put 11:30 p.m. or I can even type it in as 11:59 p.m. if you really want to be precise. And then, so it's due that single day. You can do it earlier, obviously. And then what you can do is also give yourself a reminder. So you can say, I want to be reminded by email. Like you can say a day before, a week before, whatever you need to make sure that you're getting these assignments done, or also just in general, keeping track of your calendar. That's the way I would do it. So then after you're done with that, you can go ahead and hit save. And pretty much that's all you have to do to like add those things to your calendar. And I would do that for the assignments typically. So in my own experience, what I do is I usually put these things in my calendar, my assignments in my own calendar at the beginning of a semester. But a midterm is kind of a good point to consider the rest of the semester moving on after that point. So during this week, I would, challenge you to take the time and, do that, because that can be something that will save you from being confused or lost about due dates in subsequent weeks. And of course, if you need help with getting calendaring together, if you're concerned about, how to do it, or you're kind of confused by this explanation, that's totally cool. You can just, reach out, because I know this is a new technical topic. It's not necessarily content related, but this is something that if you need help with, I'm more than happy to help you with it, because again, this is my pro tip. So I'm glad to, provide extra support with that. The last thing I want to talk about is what is going on this upcoming week. The most important thing to note is that because you guys have midterms due on the 13th, if you look on the academic calendar or our syllabus, you'll see that there is no class listing. So I didn't list any information about what we're doing or any of that. That's because we're not going to have an actual live class meeting. Your only work is to get caught up. Part of that getting caught up is doing the peer review activity, all of your other assignments, and that's how I'm going to count your attendance and participation for the 13th. And then on a different note, as I mentioned in the agenda, as far as the textbooks, supposedly the bookstore has fixed that problem. So you will want to go back to the videos that talk about how to access Brightwave, go through your UDC email and find Brightwave content and get that textbook if you did not opt out. So if you opted out of getting the ebooks, that would be a reason to go through the steps I just mentioned. But if you did not opt out of the ebooks, then you will be able to go ahead at this stage. From what they said, they've gone back in and fixed the issue. So I would say maybe today or tomorrow you should be able to access the textbooks. If you still have problems, then we'll just continue, and please let me know if you're still having problems accessing your textbooks after you've completed the steps based on that video that shows what you need to do with Brightwave and emails from Follett and all that stuff. So pretty much that is the end of our video for this week. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. And if you need my help during office hours, please feel free to reach out. Thank you. Bye-bye.